I'm Brandi Hitt live in Fontana, where police say they have finally busted the Granny Bandit. Just how they did it, coming up.
A big break in the Granny Bandit crime spree as a noontime hunch helped police crack the case. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman. A 51-year-old grandmother has been busted in a string of robberies outside 4 department stores. Brandi Hitt live in Fontana with new details on how the arrest went down. Brandi.
Micah, what's really interesting about this case is it was originally thought that the Granny Bandit was a lady in her 80s. But tonight, Fontana police say this 51-year-old woman is behind the robbery spree. Fontana police say 51-year-old Dottie Wasbotton is the Granny Bandit, the woman accused of attempting to rob 4 women in shopping center parking lots this week, including one just today.
This morning at about 9:45, there was another report of an armed robbery in the parking lot of the Target department store. It was the elderly female suspect that has been dubbed the Granny Bandit.
Police say Wasbotton would pull up in a dark-colored sedan with missing hubcaps and approach women with what appeared to be a gun, stealing their purses. The victims thought she was in her 80s.
Dressing the part maybe of what some would feel is more elderly than what she is. One of the reports indicated she was wearing a muumuu-type dress and a scarf around her head.
Then, just before 1 this afternoon, a Fontana PD crime analyst thought she spotted the suspect's car, and police pulled it over.
Our officers found property from one of the victims inside of the vehicle. On top of that, the vehicle was pretty much a perfect match for the description for what we earlier had.
Even with stolen property allegedly in the car, detectives say Wasbotton acted shocked, denying she had anything to do with the crimes.
Expecting that once she told us that it was not her, that she'd be released.
But the alleged Granny Bandit is now being booked. And even though she's 51...
Yes, she is a grandmother.
Yes, police say the Granny Bandit does have 1 grandchild. Now, she is facing some serious time behind bars if convicted. And Micah, when we asked them, did she have a motive for this? Police say that during the interview today, she did say that she was having difficulties like many families at this time.
Brandi, are we hearing from any of the victims in this case, any of these cases?
Just about 5 minutes ago, Micah, we spoke with the latest victim, a woman who was just robbed this morning at a Target store here in Fontana. Police say that she was just going out to her car like all the other victims. You're going to hear from her coming up tonight on the KTLA News at 10 because she had just put her 4-year-old daughter in the car, was putting the bags inside when she says the Granny Bandit came up to her, frightened her, but she does say that she's at least relieved that somebody is behind bars. Back to you.
All right, Brandi Hitt, thank you. New details. Tonight, new details of a 1-woman crime spree and how cops say they nabbed the Granny Bandit. KTLA's Brandi Hitt live in Fontana with how it all came down. Brandi.
Micah, this is where police say the Granny Bandit robbed her last victim. A young woman and her child got blocked into their parking space here, and when she looked up, she was staring down the barrel of a gun.
I cried so much today.
Nikki Ruddy says it's hard to describe exactly what she's feeling. Only 9 hours ago, she was robbed at gunpoint in this Fontana Target parking lot.
It was the elderly female suspect that has been dubbed the Granny Bandit.
Fontana police say the Granny Bandit, 51-year-old Dottie Wasbotton, robbed Nikki and 3 other women over the last 4 days, right outside Target, Kohl's, and Walmart store parking lots using the same strategy.
She blocked my car in and approached me like she was asking me for help. And she said, I need you to give me your wallet. And I just kind of stood there and was like, what? How do you react to something like that? And then I saw her gun. And that's when I was frozen in fear.
With her 4-year-old daughter only feet away in their car, Nikki gave her the purse. Then, just a few hours later, this crime analyst happened to spot a dark car matching the Granny Bandits with missing hubcaps. Wasbotton was behind the wheel, and police say she acted shocked when she was pulled over.
Expecting that once she told us that it was not her, that she'd be released.
But after a quick search of the car,
officers found property from one of the victims inside of the vehicle.
It was Nikki's purse. Still shaken up, Nikki says she just wants to make sure justice is served.
Until I knew for sure she was behind bars for a long time and can't do this to anybody else, I don't know, I'm still just kind of numb.
We asked officers if there's some sort of motive in this case, and detectives say during interviews, Wasbotton did tell them that she was having a tough time like a lot of other families these days. Well, she could be serving a lot of time behind bars if convicted. Cher.
You know, I'm wondering, Brandi, why everybody was, all the authorities were saying she was in her 80s when clearly she's not.
Yeah. Exactly. We were asking them about that today, and they say really it was the way she was dressing. Allegedly, when she committed these robberies, she was wearing a muumuu and a scarf around her hair. And frankly, a lot of the victims thought that she was a lot older than what she was, so police dubbed her the Granny Bandit. And they did say today, technically, they're still accurate because they do say that she has a couple of grandchildren. Cher.
All right, Brandi Hitt, thank you so much.